Hey everybody, Brad Johnson here. Once again, I am on Salt Spring Island. I'm actually pretty close to the spot that I did a video regarding the youth body. But I'm back on Salt Spring Island again, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying the beautiful view as well too. And I wanted to talk about something very interesting that I haven't really talked about before in any other video. In this video, it's going to be about actions for God. Now, the reason why I come to this spot is because it's very, very secluded, other than some boats going by. But it's a very peaceful spot, and every time I'm on Salt Spring Island, I come to this particular park, I come out to this area, and I just become mesmerized by the beauty that surrounds me, by the ocean, the sky. The air is so fresh as well too, even though there have been forest fires all across the west coast. But here, it's actually very beautiful. And what I discovered last night is I'm doing a lot more physical fitness training, I'm doing a lot more exercising, I'm doing a lot more physical practices. And what I was doing last night was basically dedicating all of my actions, all of my work to God. And this is something that is extremely powerful, right? You channel that God energy within yourself. You feel it radiating through yourself. It's kind of like when I do the meditations on the New Earth Teachings webcast, where I tell people to, take deep breaths, go within, go to your base chakra, see the black roots coming out, earthing yourself, and then moving that energy upwards, and then being able to see the toroidal field coming out of you from the heart. And then behind the heart you see spirit light, and spirit light magnetizes to the toroidal field. And now the toroidal field starts to spin counterclockwise, and now you feel all this pure spirit light around you, and now you can command that spirit light. Well, this is again very similar to that ideal, but what you're doing is you are just really bonding. You're creating a God communion, right? God is within, God is around, God is without, but the source to God is within yourself. As Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within. So what I've been doing is I've been doing actions dedicated to God, or I would say actions for God. And of course I'm sitting right now, so I can't really demonstrate it too much, but if I'm doing a punch, right, that punch is in loving appreciation, right? You are putting affirmation behind your actions relating to worshiping the God within yourself. Putting actions towards building greater God potency, creating a greater potency, a greater power within yourself. As you start to do this a lot more, again, this is for the inner God work, right? As you start doing this a lot more, the potency grows and your manifestations become a lot more quicker. They become a lot more sudden. This again is why when I'm doing the healing code cards, or if I'm doing distance healing on somebody, and I give that affirmation, I snap the fingers, I say apply, right? And that person instantly feels it. That's God potency. Or you can also refer to it as spirit potency if you want. It's the potency of your God energy, right? So the Father, the Mother, God within you is becoming more potent. And you're just doing these simple actions. So it could be the idea of jumping rope, right? If you're jumping rope, God, 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 right? If you're punching, right, like in martial arts, you're doing the punches, God, God, God. You're doing kicking, God, 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 right? You're doing lunges, God, 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 right? Everything is God. But before you do it, it's about centering, right? You're going within, and again, if you want to do the practice similar to like what I do on the webcasts, you want to go within, and you feel that God essence within you. You feel God's source. You feel God power right behind the heart. You're seated on the Christ throne, right at the back of the heart. And now you're feeling that energy coming forward. God, right? Another punch. God. Another punch. God. Okay? a kick, a knee, whatever it is. Whatever your action is, right? You're not being abusive, okay? Because it's not about being abusive in any particular way. What you're doing is you're just letting this energy channel through you, right? When you throw a punch, right? I'm not doing it in an aggressive way. There's a smile on my face. There's a calmness in my being, even though it's an intense action, right? When I'm throwing a punch, or if I'm throwing a chop or something like that, or if I'm kicking, it's an intense action, but there's no aggression behind it. It's an energy of appreciation, and this is what martial artists really teach their students. They teach their disciples about gracefulness, right? About appreciation, about love, about honoring, about harmony through all the actions that you do. As they will say in martial arts, the greatest key to martial arts is being able to know yourself, right? You get to know the type of person that you are when you perform the martial arts. Or it's the same thing with any other particular type of physical practice. The same thing goes with yoga or with qigong or anything else of that nature. You are expressing yourself, but you're also knowing yourself. You're seeing exactly who you are. And that goes beyond the personality. That goes beyond the identity, right? Whenever you're trying to think, this is who I am, because I have this personality, I have this identity, I have this name, you don't know yourself at all, right? You are none of those things. Those are nothing but mind forms, right? Thought forms, okay? It's mind play. That's not knowing who you are, right? Realizing who you are is realizing God within yourself. I have realized that I am God. Therefore, as I realize that I am God, everything that I do through the expressions coming out of my mouth, through the work that I do, through the form of actions that I take, right, a punch, and that is filled with God love, and I'm just sending that out throughout the entire universe that the Father, the Mother God has created. There is such a potency there. There is such a power there. There is such an amazing basking together within your source, right? You're feeling yourself immersed in your source. You feel that energy. As soon as you say God, that energy just radiates. It is like a ripple. It's like throwing a little pebble in the pond, and you're seeing the ripple go throughout creation. For those of you who are doing the inner work, for those of you who are understanding that you are God, and that everything that you are represents the Mother, Father, God, this is something that I recommend to you. It's going to build up your potency. It's going to build up your God power. It's going to increase your ability to manifest. You're going to see things incredibly because you're dedicating all of your actions, all of your words, all of your expressions to God. So this is what I have discovered as I've been out here on Salt Spring Island, just again enjoying this incredible view. Right? Just a gorgeous ocean view here. And again, I was just doing it before coming on video here, and just kind of standing. There's like this nice little rocky platform, and the funny thing is, just before I was about to do it, I saw this little garter snake going in between the rocks, which is quite odd because of all the times I've been down to a beach, I've never ever seen a garter snake. I sometimes call it gardener snakes. Garter snakes by the rocks of a beach. So I could tell that that was a very strong sign, because then I started to do it, and I literally felt this God power coming through me, and I could feel like this punch that I threw was just ricocheting throughout the hologram of the Matrix, the hologram of the universe, through the grids, everything. And it's just such deep appreciation, such deep love, and I'm just thankful for sharing it with all of you. All right, so I hope you are having a wonderful time wherever you are. If not, it's time to really bring in a lot of that God power, right? Putting in a lot of that powerful, potent energy of God flowing through you, and it's time to manifest about what you want to create. And we all create together, and that's what's going to bring even more powerful manifestations upon the planet. It's intense times, but again, we have to remember the strength of our inner being, because that is our greatest salvation. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care.